afternoon, everyone. It's the Sound Couple, and it's another Saturday, so that means another gig. This week, we are doing a private party at a residence in a downtown, basically a downtown location, which seems a little bit odd, but it works. It's a kind of a cozy backyard, and he invites all the neighbors. This is our 7th year, I think, right? We didn't do last year because of COVID, but we were talking right before we were shooting this, just how the evolution of our equipment. This is kind of a pinnacle gig for us as far as it's different in the sense that it's a multi-act, it's in a backyard. Thinking back to the gear we used to haul in there, and we'll show you the load in. We're actually gonna have a third person helping us today, which is unusual, but there's a hill.
Yeah, once you see the loading, you'll understand.
It's not far, but it's a hill, and that hill is turns this. So it's a lot of hand carrying. We did bring the bigger cart for some of the bigger, this soundboard. But we do have a third person. But going back to what I was originally saying, just our evolution of gear. We used to have, the EAW LA series, the big honking cabinets, and I remember hauling those up that hill, and they were good for the time, but man, I don't miss those big cabinets these days. The other thing today, you've probably noticed in a lot of videos, for anybody that's watched any of our previous videos, we've been doing a lot of iPad mixing, right? Majority of the time, and that was a process for us. I mean, back in the day, back in the analog days, I was always mixing on a console, and it's still my preference today. But with the advent of COVID and then logistics and space, I've kind of converted over to the iPad, not as preferred, but as the thing that makes the most sense for the type of gigs we're doing. I'd rather have an iPad and have a little bit of that inconvenience versus setting up a console in a terrible location. But today we are bringing in a console for a couple of reasons. Number one, this is more of a concert type setting, although he's scaling it back this time. But once the program starts, especially considering some of the wireless issues we've been having, which I think we have finally, hopefully, conquered, today will be another good test. I need that assurance of a console. The other reason why we're bringing in a console, because we're going to have a guest engineer. I just found out last night, it's been a little bit of a challenge getting the communication. There's 3 acts, like I said today, and the headliner has been tough to communicate back and forth with. But I just got an email last night and confirming that her front of house person is going to be running sound. So I get to kind of step back and watch somebody else. So I will be mixing the first 2 acts, and then the headliner, that person will take over for that. So having a console for those reasons is good, instead of giving somebody an iPad. But we'll see how it goes, guys. This 7th year now?
Yes.
Yep. Private party, downtown, one hell of a load in. Sound Couple brings an extra person. Okay, we're in the process of loading in. There comes Stacy. And we are bringing in less gear this year than we typically did. Just 1 sub. But there's the hill. So all the gears go up there.
When you roll up the front house, I'll get some video.
All right. Jerry, we're on YouTube now, so not live, but
sorry, I can't search for videos on Apple Watch.
So I shouldn't do
nice. Exactly.
Too much?
I can blur. I can blur that out. All right, guys. So, load in. Everything is either come up the steps or up the hill. So it's a good leg workout, that's for sure. You gotta two-wheel that up? Probably.
Yep.
Or do you want to pull on the handle and crack it? Okay, we are set up. First band is for Soundcheck is showing up, and this is what it's looking like. And the console is out in all its glory. It is out. A nice little setup. First time I've ever put a single sub with both on top, but I think for today's application, I think this will work good. Don't need a ton of low end, and with the mains we'll get the coverage that we are looking for. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, check in with you guys. Okay, we are set up. This is the first time I've made a mention that before, but we've kind of done a different configuration with the one sub and two high cabinets. I think that'll work out good because a lot of the people here will be sitting down. Oh, got to keep him out of frame. You were too quick. But what a view of how many people got this view of their backyard, huh? Told to move to the left.
She's gone, boy, she's gone. I found a trail in Memphis, but she just walked up the bluff. She raised a few eyebrows and then she rolled on down alone. That's right, I taught that weeping willow how to cry, cry, cry. I taught the clouds how to cover up a clear blue sky. The tears I cried for that woman are gonna flood you, big river, and I'm gonna sit right here until I die.
Oh, I'm so just used to working on this. It's hard to.
Now won't you cut along by Baton Rouge, River Queen? Take that woman down to New Orleans, New Orleans. Go on, I've had enough. Dump my blues down in the Gulf. She loves you, big river, more than me. Well, I taught that weeping willow how to cry, cry, cry. I taught the clouds how to cover up a clear blue sky. The tears I cried for that woman are gonna flood you, big river, and I'm gonna sit right here until I die. I said I'm gonna sit right here until I die.
Setting up a talkback for the first time in a long time. Don't forget, remember how to use it. Oh, right here. Check, 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 check. Hey, it's working. Check, 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 check. Yeah. What the heck, right? Have a talkback. Might as well. I love it when Soundcheck's becoming the band rehearsals. Right?
Yep.
Oh, excuse me, will I tell my truth and rattles up and rings in you, but you don't know what to say and do, so you stay. And golden germs upon my lips, and golden eyes, and golden gift, and then glory in the power of my name. So why have I got to be angry? Why have I got to be angry? Why have I got to be angry up in here? Would you wanna stick around? Would you be here? Would you be down with me? Someone stop to show me how to greet the sun. Dawn in the laughter, wrapped in the one. When I'm feeling lonely, I'm not the only one who gets in my own way. Guess we're learning as we go. When I change, you see, will I recognize my face? Will it seem so out of place? Oh, when I change these things, would you wanna stick around?
Today is Wednesday. We did not do a post-gig review for a couple of reasons. Number one, the primary reason is I was exhausted and Stacy was exhausted as well. Number two, I needed some time to reflect on this gig and just kind of, I don't know, just reassess and all of that. So overall, once again, I've talked about it before, is being able to pull off the gig. That said, for me personally, I was not thrilled at this point in my career, if you want to call it that, of how smooth everything went. Part of it was things in my control, part of it were things out of my control. The things that were in my control primarily was my attitude, frankly. I was getting stressed out, I guess, and getting crabby, and that's on me. From a technical perspective, we had run into technical issues once again. This time the Shure wireless system, which is typically rock solid, it's getting interference, and I caught all this at pre-Soundcheck, so I was able to scan frequencies. The other thing was there was new power there that he provided, but it was on a 50 amp GFI circuit. And he had the electrician on standby just in case we had problems, because GFIs can be finicky. Well, midway through the second sound check, we blew power. And then that just kind of kicked off. The electricians ended up coming. We had to kill power again. So anytime you kill power, it just makes me not comfortable, because I'm having to check and make sure everything is up and running again, and I just don't like it. I do have the battery backup UPSs on the mixers, but even though the stage boxes go down, I got to turn all the speakers off and all of that. So not a great thing. The other thing is the sound checks, and I will be really brief. The sound checks went horrible for me. between just technical experience in telling people they need to plug things in, to telling, is your volume up, to getting erratic signals. There's so many things that you just expect to be givens, and they weren't. And then the biggest thing, I guess, and we rolled with it, is that the headliner was supposed to be, I found out about the Soundcheck the night before. Fine, she was awesome. We worked well together. I was glad to help her out and glad to maybe share some things with her, some knowledge with her. The Soundchecks took forever, and I get really, really uptight when we are either turning sound checks into rehearsal, or we are stopping in the middle of things and adjusting things, and then stopping and adjusting, and then this and then that. And the full band showed up, which we were not expecting. It was supposed, I think I mentioned, it was supposed to be just the drummer and the singer. So I had that kind of dumped on me. And I like things to go smooth, and it did not go smooth. And when they don't go smooth, I get super uptight and super crabby. And that is probably one of my biggest weaknesses as a sound guy. I don't necessarily show it. I don't sit and pounce around or whatever. But internally, I'm just like this massive just burst of frustration beyond. And I have to keep that in better check. It was to the point that I was just, like I said, it mentally exhausted me, and I was glad when everything was over. We had other little goofy things go on, nothing major. I won't ramble on about that. But, I've been doing this over 20 years, and Saturday made me feel like I was a complete rookie. Stacy had a couple things that she should have known that kind of popped my bolts a little bit. We had the third guy there trying to help out as best he could, and he's very knowledgeable. But I just hate getting frustrated like that around people and becoming this person that is not probably too enjoyable to be around within our circle. But again, the gig went off well, and I learned a lot about myself, and I was questioning my abilities. Why is this so hard? And so I needed a couple days just to kind of clear my brain, and hey, we're gonna be back to it this weekend. So, and it'll be another day. All right, guys, we'll see you in a couple days. Bye.